we learned by asking two questions, we can identify where someone sits in the behavior matrix: formal or informal, dominant or flows with. In the last video, we talked about the formal behavior styles, both the directors and the clarifiers. Now let's talk about the informal behavior styles, promoters and supporters. Starting with my promoters. Remembering again, I'm going to paint you into the corner, into the extreme, so it's easiest to see, understanding there are different degrees of our promoters and supporters. Starting with, again, promoters are my dominant informal behavior style. In clothing, much more casual, relaxed, informal, bright colors. They will be seen. It's okay to stand out for them. And so you'll see them maybe a lot more bling. Body language. They're not afraid to make eye contact. They're a little bit more touchy-feely. They're going to be closer. They're going to be the ones giving high fives, knuckles. Very charming, much more vulnerable, almost to a fault sometimes, sharing more information that is necessary. And now in their language. They talk fast, they're using slang, they're using nicknames, and they love much more familiar ways of speaking. Remembering again, this behavior style is driven by love. Characteristics, we as promoters, we love to play, we're easygoing, we're laid back. There's no rush, much more the party animal, fun-loving, funny, they're very people-oriented. These are my joke tellers, my movie quoters. They love to feel loved, they're driven by having friends. They tend to start things but not finish. Sometimes they're often late. They want to be seen, they want to be heard. This is where their greetings are, hey, how you doing? Their phone message may be, hello? Uh-huh. Hello? I'm just joking, it's just a message. Please leave a message after the tone. They're maybe putting a joke in there or a quote of the day, something kind of fun, more light. Now let's look at our supporter behavior style. This is my informal flows with. Now in our clothing, again, more casual, more comfortable, much more conservative in our clothing choice. We want to blend in, we don't want to stick out. Body language, we're going to avoid more eye contact. Typically leading more with our hips, much more grounded in that regards because more seeking the relationship connection. They may be a hugger in circumstances if it's okay with you. They can also be more vulnerable like our promoters. In the language choice, they would much more prefer to talk about you, defer the attention to you, your family, what's happening for you in your life. Much more soft in their communication, much more flowy in their communication. Remembering they're driven also by love. Now the characteristics of a supporter is they're more people-oriented. They ask about family, kids, they want to talk about someone else. They love people, they typically love nature, outdoors, much more goes with the flow, easygoing, service-oriented, first to volunteer, they want to be helpful, and in some degrees, they can swing to overwhelm. Being the martyr or that victim mentality. They tend to be more codependent on someone else. They're typically going to wait for you to introduce yourself first or start the conversation. However, if it's awkward, they will step in and fill that void. The greeting is much more, hey, how you doing? My name is Doug. Their phone message may be a lot more soft. I'm so sorry I couldn't get to the phone. I must be busy with someone else right now, so please leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now, we just talked about the informal behavior styles, the promoters and the supporters. What I'd like for you to do this week is to recognize the traits of the promoters in your life as well as the supporters in your life. Make a little hash mark on who you think is most authentically promoter versus supporter. Now in the next video, we're going to be putting these tools to the test while you meet 4 different individuals. I'll ask them a series of questions and your job is to identify where they sit in the behavior matrix. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.